Welcome everyone to Monday Night Raw. It is the beginning of this universe mode. It is the first episode of Monday Night Raw. We have a stack card tonight as we come live from Mexico City, Mexico. And we have a stacked show tonight as we kick off with Mike Kanellis. And this match, I've heard from the authority, is the first in a series of qualifying matches where the winner of the 6 qualifying matches over the next 3 weeks will enter a 6-pack challenge at Backlash to determine the first world heavyweight champion here on Raw. And Mike Kanellis, I was speaking to him backstage earlier today. He said that he's going to win tonight and make Raw his kingdom. I've also just heard from the authority that not only will the winners be advancing to Backlash for title opportunity, the losers will be gifted a second chance opportunity at gold at Backlash, as whoever loses these world title qualifiers will enter a second chance battle royale where the winner will be crowned the Intercontinental Champion. I don't know if I 100% agree with that way, where the losers still have a shot at championship gold when there are other people on the roster who aren't even in these qualifying matches who might deserve a shot. But I don't make the matches around here. I'm only here to commentate. But yeah, that decision might leave some members of the Raw roster upset, as TOMMASO, and as we find out, Mike Kanellis' opponent is the Sicilian psychopath TOMMASO Ciampa. Again, speaking to him backstage earlier before this matchup, he wants to bring that big gold belt home with him, and he says that it will be his fairy tale ending at Backlash because no one will survive. As Ciampa makes his way to the ring, got to feel it will be a big upset if Mike Kanellis could get the win over Ciampa. But Kanellis is looking to prove himself as a star here on Raw, and there'd be no better way to start than with a victory over TOMMASO Ciampa. As Ciampa just making his way to the ring, just staring down the Raw universe. TOMMASO Ciampa looking to win and go to Backlash. This is the first qualifying matchup, as I did mention, and of course whoever does lose will go into the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royale. We will have another matchup later on tonight, where we will find out the second man to qualify for Backlash. As Ciampa finally stepping into the ring, you see Mike Kanellis in the background ready, but Ciampa looks focused. He looks determined to be, and he looks like he is ready to win and go on to Backlash. Look at the focus in Ciampa's eyes, the determination, as you see the crowd here tonight is on their feet. As we start off for our first match here on Raw, it is Mike Kanellis, it is TOMMASO Ciampa as they lock up collar and elbow time. Mike Kanellis with the go behind Maria, of course, at ringside. Would she play a factor into this one, cheering on her husband Mike, as Mike in control, just throwing Ciampa to the ground. And surprisingly, Mike Kanellis in control early on, taking him over the ropes in front of Maria and just using the rope to choke TOMMASO Ciampa. Referee's going to need to step in here. Kanellis risking disqualification, trying to wear down, and again using the ropes to his advantage, trying to wear down TOMMASO Ciampa right in front of Maria. But TOMMASO Ciampa reversing that kick, dragon screw, taking down Mike Kanellis, and big boot across the chest. Ciampa has Kanellis now where he wants him, with the big belly to belly suplex. And taking control is TOMMASO Ciampa. And now Ciampa, I thought he was going for a suplex, just drops him onto the knee. Ciampa in control now after a slow start where Mike was in control. That grabs that hammerlock into a backdrop. Very nice maneuver there by the Sicilian psychopath as Ciampa now once again going for a suplex. Is he actually going to go for the suplex this time? Or no, because Canellis reverses. No, Ciampa does get him up this time, and he does hit the suplex. Tommaso Ciampa in control. Mike Kanellis needs to try turn momentum as he does with that big arm drag, taking down Tommaso Ciampa. Big boot, night clubbing shot to the back as Kanellis showing the WWE Universe what he's made of. And as I mentioned earlier, I was talking to him, and he wants to make Raw his kingdom, and he knows he's the underdog tonight against Tommaso Ciampa, but he's trying to prove the haters wrong as he is in control of this one. And so far there has been no interference from Maria. Mike doing it by himself with that big power bomb, sitting out, not going for the cover though. He's going to inflict more damage on Tommaso Ciampa, picking up Ciampa into that seated position, and now picking him up to a knee and a clubbing blow once again to the back of Tommaso Ciampa. A big spinning punch by Mike Kanellis. Ciampa rolling to the outside, using the ropes to pull himself back to his feet as Mike Kanellis draping him over the ropes. Rope home DDT. Tommaso Ciampa is in trouble here. Kanellis is in control, but Ciampa able to get out of the way of that vicious kick and goes and locks in that hold. Is he going to tap, or is Kanellis going to find a way out of it? And Mike Kanellis fights out, bridging over, and he has escaped. And now big knee to the midsection of Ciampa, and a big running neck breaker by Mike Kanellis. What has Mike got planned here? Goes for the dropkick. Ciampa pushing him out of the way, able to reverse, taking down Ciampa. Now working over Tommaso Ciampa. That knee dug into the back of Ciampa, pulling on the arms, trying to wear down Tommaso Ciampa. Is Ciampa able to escape this? Oh, Kanellis deciding to let go. He feels like he can do more damage with something else, but it was the wrong decision. As Ciampa in control once again. Irish whip off the ropes, and a big German suplex just dumping Mike Kanellis on the back of his neck. And now Tommaso Ciampa, the chop. And now Kanellis with a rock bottom into a submission hold. It's kind of I forgot what the name of it, but it doesn't matter because Tommaso Ciampa able to escape. And then once again Ciampa, big suplex sending Mike Kanellis down, bumping back up though. Kanellis goes for the boot and gets caught with a knee of, and now punching Ciampa. Snapmare once again by Kanellis, and now Kanellis with a kick to the back of Tommaso Ciampa, picks Ciampa up, knocking him down again with that spinning punch. Kanellis though once again going to work on Ciampa with that punch, but this time Ciampa has an answer, catches him with the knee. Tommaso Ciampa in control now, backs up into the corner, sets Kanellis up for that running knee strike. This could be it. Kanellis in trouble. Ciampa now drives him towards the center of the ring, goes for the cover. Referee down to count 1, 2, only a 2 count. Mike Kanellis kicks out at 2. Now Ciampa has Kanellis where he wants him, in position for the fairy tale ending, and smart positioning by Tommaso Ciampa, the opposite side of the ring of Maria. She can't break up the count, can't distract the ref, and Tommaso Ciampa gets the win and advances to the World Heavyweight title match at Backlash. As we take a look back at some of the action in this one, here was a near fall where I thought Tommaso Ciampa might have had it, but Mike Kanellis able to kick out. And this was the deciding pinfall. After the fairy tale's ending, Tommaso Ciampa wins and advances to Backlash. And I've got to say, he might be one of the favourites to walk out of Backlash with that World Heavyweight Championship wrapped around his waist. And coming up next on Monday Night Raw, it is tag team action as the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish make their way to the ring. This match will be for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The winner of this match will be crowned the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions, and the Undisputed Era will be looking to walk out of here with those tag team straps around their waist. The Raw Authority, the booking committee, picked two of the best tag teams on Raw, and they decided, why not? Debut show, let's crown some champions. So they picked the two best teams on Raw against each other. The first one being Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, of course, representing the Undisputed Era. And the Era, as we all know, love gold. They will be looking to take home the tag team titles as they look to shock the system. But it will not be an easy challenge for the Undisputed Era, because in front of them they have one of the toughest teams, not just on Monday Night Raw, but in the WWE. A team that the Undisputed Era have a lot of history with. They've gone to war against this team many times. They know each other very well. Of course, I am talking about Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders, of course, formerly known as War Machine, have had contests against Red Dragon all over the globe, and they are set to do battle once again here on Monday Night Raw. And honestly, this one can go either way. Of course, Eric and Ivar, the size and strength advantage over O'Reilly and Fish, but O'Reilly and Fish probably the more technical, harder hit, faster strikers. So it will be an interesting matchup for sure. And as I did mention, these four men have gone to war against each other in the past, and each time have delivered match of the year contenders, no matter where it takes place. So I'm excited to see which one of these two teams walk out with those tag team titles around their waist tonight. As you see, the Viking Raiders trying to get the WWE Universe here behind them, as they look to go to war with the Era. As you see, the Universe here on their feet. This is what it's about, the World Tag Team Championships. As you see it there, the graphic on your screen, the referee with the belts in possession. This is what these two teams will be fighting for. Who will walk out with those beautiful tag team titles wrapped around their waist? Will it be Eric and Ivar, or will it be Fish and O'Reilly? And it looks like Eric and Ivar are having a bit of a disagreement here. Both men want to start this contest against the Undisputed Era, and it's going to be Ivar who starts Eric on. Of course, that still leaves the ring, and they're starting off in the wrong corner. Like, what is going on there? It looks like the Undisputed Era are glitching the system. They really are sending a shock through the system here, as Ivar just throwing Bobby Fish around the ring. I have no idea what was going on there. Big super kick by Ivar. And can him and Eric get along on the same page? They did disagree on who starts, but Ivar does make tag there to Eric as he goes after Bobby Fish now. Eric gets caught with that jawbreaker by Fish. Fish going to work on the leg of Eric, sends him into the ropes, calling for the Universe to get behind him. Goes for that big belly to belly, sending Bobby Fish back into the ring. And now Eric in control, just stomping away. Of course, I'm so shocked by the absence of the Undisputed Era's Adam Cole or Roderick Strong. They are not booked tonight, so it begs the question, why? And you may be asking, where are they? I'm just after getting word from the Authority, the booking committee have banned Fish, or not Fish, sorry, as Fish makes the tag to O'Reilly. The booking committee here have banned Adam Cole and Roderick Strong from ringside, because with this being the first ever the crowning of the first tag team champions, things want to be done fair, as Eric sends Kyle O'Reilly out to the ring, out of the ring with that vicious German belly to belly suplex, and he makes the tag to Ivar. So yeah, no fish or no strong or Cole with as Ivar missing with that big uppercut. I'll try to get the point out as I was saying. No Cole or Strong with the Undisputed Era because they've been banned from ringside. As speaking of ringside, on the outside, Kyle O'Reilly shoving Ivar into the steps, looking to use his surroundings for his advantage. I'm not sure what the rest count is at. But both men, O'Reilly just throwing Ivar around, trying to use his environments to take out the big man. Once again, using the steps, he's going to need to get back into the ring. Because of course, the titles will not be, or no one can win with a double count out. With the titles being vacant, the Undisputed Era could walk out with the straps if they are able to get the count out victory. But for that to happen, he'd need to get back in the ring as Ivar in control gets in. And he breaks the count because the Viking Raiders do not want to lose the titles that way as he hits a big DDT on the outside of the ring. And now Ivar, vicious punch there. But O'Reilly sending him back to the ring. We're finally back inside the ring. As O'Reilly in control. Tag made to Bobby Fish. In comes Fish now. O'Reilly, Fish in control, picking him up, chasing the dragon. That has to be the finishing maneuver. Chasing the dragon. But Bobby Fish decided not to go for the cover on Ivar. Going to work over the legs of the big man, trying to chop him down to size. Ivar though reverse and send him off the ropes. Big uppercut. I'm surprised Fish and O'Reilly didn't go for the cover off of the chasing the dragon maneuver. In comes Eric of the Viking Raiders. Bobby Fish in trouble up against the ropes. What has Eric got planned? Picking him up, dropping him, rope hung on the hanging him on the ropes. Now working off the arm of Bobby Fish. Big punch to Eric. Eric now up against the ropes. Bobby Fish. Big back suplex by Bobby Fish. Now once again, big kick to the back of Eric. And now sending him into the corner. Once again, great tag team maneuver by the Undisputed Era. As they go into another tag team move. That big assisted German, I meant to say, great tag team work with the fast tags by the Undisputed Era. But it did work out as great with that tag team work. Big boot to the skull of Eric. Kyle O'Reilly in control of this one, working over the leg. I like the strategy of the Undisputed Era, working over the legs of Eric and Ivar, taking the big men down, but Eric using his strength to stop the takedown. But once again, O'Reilly back, working with those leg kicks. Now the axe and smash combination. So Kyle O'Reilly grabs the arm, now taking him down into that Fujiwara armbar. Will Eric tap out? Kyle O'Reilly, we're really going to work on that arm. Let's go. Has something else planned for the big man. I say big man, but he's the smaller member of the Raiders. But the big kick by Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly, big boot to the face of Eric. What is O'Reilly? Oh, another big vicious kick. Makes the tag to Bobby Fish. Eric trying to crawl towards his corner, but Bobby Fish cuts him off, seats him up. What has Fish got planned here? Goes back to the leg with those just going to work, taking out the leg of Eric. Sorry. I really love the strategy of the Eric going to work on the legs, trying to take out the big man, but the strength of Eric once again with that belly to belly. He should really make the tag. He's being worked over, but he's not. He's going to work on Bobby Fish. And once again, just dropping Fish across the ropes. And trying to get the universe behind him. Really, he's in control. Or is Kyle O'Reilly grabbing the arm of... Is O'Reilly grabbing the arm? Is that why Eric's not going to work? He's compromised. But Goffredo and delivers a big spinning forearm. A big drop kick by Eric. Goes for the cover now on Bobby Fish. And Kyle O'Reilly there to make the save, keeping it alive for the Undisputed Era. Tag made now. Ivar in. Working over the arm hammerlock. And the big punches by Kyle O'Reilly get free, and O'Reilly once again leg kick and going to work on the leg of Ivar now. I really love the strategy, taking out the legs of the big man. And see, once again, just going to the leg. Because the strategy of the era has been sound, going to the legs of the big man, and it's been, for the most part, working. And once again, just going to work on the leg. The Viking Raiders really need to try and get something going. Maybe that miscommunication at the start, where they're both fighting, wanting to start, maybe that miscommunication is what's stopping them. Maybe it's in the back of their minds, they aren't getting along. But Ivar once again sending Bobby Fish down, and Ivar saying that is gonna be it, as he drags him away out of the corner. 1, 2. Kyle O'Reilly tried to get in, but Bobby Fish able to kick out. No need for Kyle O'Reilly there. Big lariat though sends Bobby Fish down. Once again dragging him towards the center of the ring. And that big punch, just dropping the fist across the face of Bobby Fish, is Ivar. Now vicious forearm. Goes for the big boot. Bobby Fish catches. Big belly to belly suplex by Bobby Fish on the big man. That was a very impressive move for Bobby Fish, able to get the big man over as he goes with those combination strikes. Ducks under the leg, the spinning kick, and oh, this time it's Ivar ducking under the kick, knocking, sweeping the leg of Bobby Fish. Only for the count. Kyle O'Reilly able to break it up. Ivar now makes the tag to Eric. Eric coming in for the Viking Raiders. Bobby Fish down. Oh, goes for the lariat. Fish ducks under. And Fish knocks down Eric with that big kick. He's going to make the tag to Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly in now for the Undisputed Era. Big boot. And got that butterfly flow over. Once again with that butterfly suplex floating over with him, and into a double arm DDT. Eric down in the center of the ring. Kyle O'Reilly is in control. What's O'Reilly got planned? As O'Reilly goes the axe, goes to work with those vicious kicks, high low going low, and now he's just letting Eric make that tag. As Kyle O'Reilly, Eric making the hot tag. O'Reilly knocked down with that clothesline by Ivar, and Ivar in control, sending Kyle to the outside. O'Reilly in trouble here, as Ivar is feeling it, getting the universe behind him with those water chants. As the Raiders are in control finally, Ivar sends O'Reilly into the ring. Now Ivar, as O'Reilly misses with that strike, and he's waiting for him. Big sit out spine buster. And Ivar going to the top rope. The big man is going to fly. What is he got planned here? Big moonsault by Ivar to Kyle O'Reilly. The big man can fly. It's 1, 2. That's the odds. Only a 2 count. Kyle O'Reilly somehow survives. A moonsault from the top rope by Ivar. And now Ivar, the big side slam, and he's saying that's it. He's calling for the end. Picks up Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly able to reverse, gain control into the ropes, or into the corner. That backslide into a neck breaker. Boot to the midsection. suplex, brainbuster now into the cover, rope break, denying Kyle O'Reilly the victory. So O'Reilly, big kick to the back. Now O'Reilly picks him up, shoots him down, double leg in top mount, open fist, palm strikes by Kyle O'Reilly. The palm strikes into the armbar. Eric able to get in, make the save for his team. And Ivar countered there, wherever he's going. Once again, Kyle O'Reilly shoots down with the double leg into top mount, palm striking Ivar, and doesn't opt for the armbar this time, but instead he's stalking Ivar, sorry, my mistake there, as he has him with that front chin lock into that, wrapping the legs, grapevining. Can Ivar reach the ropes? But no, the referee called it off. Eric tried to get in, but not in time. As the referee called it, Ivar submits to that chokehold by Kyle O'Reilly, and the Undisputed Era are your winners. Let's take a look at some of the highlights in this contest. A big dropkick there by Eric onto Bobby Fish. A near fall here, as we thought the Viking Raiders had it, but Bobby Fish able to kick out, and once again, just as it looked like the Viking Raiders had it, this time Kyle O'Reilly making the save for his partner. And the third time we thought Ivar had it, this time the pin on O'Reilly. O'Reilly surviving, and then this big brain buster flow over into the pin, which almost put Ivar away if he wasn't into the ropes. And there you have it, your new tag team champions of the world, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, the Undisputed Era, whatever you want to call them, but I call these two the new champions, and they are going to look to dominate for Raw Tag Team Division. And coming up next on Monday Night Raw, we have big triple threat cruiserweight action, as three of the best cruiserweights here on Raw go at it in a three-way ladder match to crown the first cruiserweight champion. And making his way to the ring is Humberto Carrillo. Humberto gonna look to become the first cruiserweight champion here on Raw. He looks ready to take home that gold in front of this sold out crowd here in Mexico. You gotta say, would that factor in the home field advantage for Humberto in this ladder match? Maybe that might play into it, but it's going to be a tough task ahead of him, because he has two more great cruiserweights in front of him before he can get to the cruiserweight championship, and one of those is Cedric Alexander. And I was speaking to Cedric earlier today. He is ready for this match. He is focused. He will do anything to become cruiserweight champion, because he believes tonight here on Monday Night Raw is the beginning of the age of Alexander, and he really wants that cruiserweight championship, because he believes he is the number one cruiserweight here on Raw. And I've got to say, Cedric is probably my favourite for this matchup. It's just after speaking to him, he is determined, and I know Cedric will do whatever it takes to win. But Humberto will not be an easy challenger, and neither will this man representing the Lucha House Party, Kalisto. Again, Kalisto looking to become the cruiserweight champion, as he makes his way to the ring. You got to say, all three of these men would make a great first cruiserweight champion. It's going to be a tough one, especially when you add ladders to the mix, because you're going to have to wear down not one but two of your opponents before you can make it up that ladder and you can unhook the cruiserweight championship. And you got to say, with that aspect, Kalisto has experience in ladder matches. It's a triple threat tag team ladder match. He was in at TLC a couple of years ago against the New Day and the Usos, a part of the Lucha Dragons with Sin Cara. As you see, the goal that they are fighting for that beautiful Raw Cruiserweight Championship. as you see it hanging above the ring. Humberto, Cedric and Kalisto all look ready, so let's get it on. Humberto going straight out of the ring, grabbing the ladder as Kalisto takes down Cedric in the ring, going to work over Cedric. And now Humberto has the ladder. Is he going to set up, or is he going to use it as a weapon? He sets it up as Kalisto takes down Cedric with the Hurricane Rana, and now takes down Humberto with another Hurricane Rana and goes to wear down Humberto more with that take. I don't even know what to call that. That headlock takedown. Once again goes to work over Humberto Carrillo. Now turning his attention to Cedric Alexander. Alexander down. Kalisto with that big code red onto Humberto. Kalisto being in control of this matchup from the beginning. Really, he's been in control, but Cedric grabs him and just thrown him with the big suplex, the half and half suplex. Now goes after Humberto Carrillo with a big half and half suplex there. And Cedric, I thought he was going for the ladder there, decides to go after Humberto, but Humberto counters. A big tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there by Humberto Carrillo. So, now Humberto has Cedric with the big Samoan drop. Cedric almost sent the back of his head off the ladder there. And watch Humberto go off land here, just big, hoisting him up for that suplex. Oh, jackhammer. So here comes Kalisto, taking down Humberto with a snapmare and that dropkick to the back of the head. And then that jawbreaker. Cedric rolling out of the ring. Humberto down. Now Kalisto going to work off that arm. By Kalisto though, while Cedric's on the outside, you have Humberto down. Roll a true kick. Now, if I'm Kalisto, I grab the ladder. You taking Cedric's on the outside. Humberto is being taking a lot of damage as Kalisto picks him up. Oh, cradling him. And just dropping him back with that bridge. And it's kind of like a steamalizer. And Humberto onto the apron. Cedric's back up. Kalisto flow over sunset flip powerbomb to the outside to Humberto Carrillo, and Kalisto goes to pick up Carrillo. Carrillo sending him back to the ring as Cedric in the ring sets up the ladder. Goes for a kick on Humberto, misses. Kalisto with those elbows to Carrillo. Cedric like an Irish whip into the ladder, but Carrillo is there to block it and hits a Hurricane Rana. Cedric, the first man to climb up the ladder, but it gets cut off by Humberto Carrillo. So Humberto goes to knock him out, and now Kalisto back in, tries to cut off Humberto, trying to drag him down, and he does. Now Cedric's still up on top of the ladder though, decides to get down, decides to go back up. I thought he decided against it because Kalisto and Humberto were both on their feet. Now Humberto up to try to cut him off. Kalisto again drags Humberto down. Cedric's still on top. And once again, Cedric down but goes up. One more time. Now Kalisto's up, joins Cedric on top of the ladder. Cedric using the ladder to his advantage, smashing Kalisto head first. Now Cedric going head first into the top of the ladder. And now the big elbow by to Kalisto. Now Kalisto sent off the ladder. Cedric Alexander looks to unhook it. Can he get it? Cedric trying to unhook the Cruiserweight Championship. Humberto though back inside of the ring. Cuts off Cedric Alexander one more time. Cedric once again fighting Humberto, but Kalisto there knocks over the ladder, both men sent crashing to the floor. Now Kalisto grabs the ladder, bump Humberto down on the outside, Cedric down on the inside the ring, leaving Kalisto up. Climbed the ladder, but Humberto is up and back into the ring. This time he's trying to send Kalisto down. Knocks the ladder from out of under him and catches him. That electric chair by Humberto Carrillo. Cedric though making his way back to his feet using the ropes, and Humberto wisely cuts him off and hits him with that big Yoshi tonic, that code red. But why are you going? Why are you climbing the ropes? Why are you celebrating? Kalisto's down the outside. Cedric is on the apron. Knock him off and climb up the ladder. But Cedric back in. Humberto sends him to the outside. Off the ropes goes Humberto Carrillo. Humberto big top Akon heel out to Cedric Alexander. Cedric's down on the outside. Kalisto's down on the other side of the ring. If I'm Humberto, I get in and I climb that ladder. Go on. He sets up the ladder. Cedric though keeping up on the outside, and Humberto sends him back to the outside. But he's not going to go up the ladder. Both Kalisto and Cedric were down on the outside, but Humberto decides to go out after Cedric. I don't understand that thinking by Humberto. He could have won the Cruiserweight title there. As he goes after Kalisto sent into Cedric Alexander there. Now Kalisto sent into the steel steps by Humberto Carrillo. Now Cedric sending Humberto into the steps. He's going after Humberto. Now Cedric sent into the steps. If I was Cedric, I would have just went up the ladder instead of trying to go after Humberto there. But now it's Kalisto sending Humberto into the steps. And once again, Humberto sent into the steps. And you see Kalisto going after Humberto on the outside. Cedric sneaking back into the ring, climbs up. And Kalisto spots him now. That was smart by Cedric, while the other two were going out on the outside. Tries to sneak back in, tries to unhook it. But he's getting cut off once again by Kalisto. But he's still trying to grab it. Kalisto though, trying to stop him, hitting away at the back of Cedric Alexander. And now Kalisto powerbombs Cedric off of the ladder. Now Kalisto sends Cedric to the outside. Kalisto in the ring by himself, climbs up the ladder. This is your chance. And he's going for it, but Humberto in now cuts him off. Kalisto still fighting, still trying to unhook that Cruiserweight Championship. But Humberto not giving up, still fights away. And now it's Humberto who's powerbombing Kalisto off of the ladder. Humberto, come on, climb the ladder. But instead he wants to go up to the top rope, do more damage to Kalisto. He should. This was his opportunity to climb the ladder once again, but decides against it, as he does finally. But Cedric is in the ring, cutting him off straight away. He took too long to get up there, and Cedric there, electric chair onto the back of onto Humberto, dropping him on Kalisto. Now he's setting up Kalisto. What has he got planned? Oh, Brainbuster. I thought he was going to go for the lumbar check there. But Brainbuster to Kalisto, grabbing the ladder now. Climb the ladder, kid. Make yourself famous. Make yourself the first Cruiserweight champion. As he's up there, Humberto still not up on the outside. Kalisto down the inside. This is Cedric's chance. Cedric in the ring by himself, trying to get that Cruiserweight championship, and he gets it. Cedric Alexander is your new Cruiserweight champion. What a matchup that was. As we take a look back at some of these highlights, the big rolling through into the kick by Kalisto to Humberto Carrillo, and then here you see Cedric Alexander unhooking the Cruiserweight Championship to become the first Raw Cruiserweight Champion. And you gotta wonder what is next for Cedric Alexander here on Monday Night Raw. And coming up next on Raw, we have another Backlash qualifier. Remember, the winner gets into the World Heavyweight Championship match at Backlash, whereas the loser gets into the second chance Battle Royale for the Intercontinental Championship. As the first participant of this matchup is making his way to the ring, none other than the charismatic enigma, Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy, one of my all-time favourite wrestlers. So I'm excited to see Jeff Hardy in action here tonight on Raw. And I'm maybe a bit biased when I say I would love to see Jeff Hardy get his hands around that World Heavyweight Championship once again. Of course, Jeff Hardy, a former World Heavyweight Champion and a former former Intercontinental Championship champion. So he has held both titles, which he can leave Backlash with. But of course, I know Jeff, and just like everyone in this tournament, they want the World Heavyweight Championship. They want that big gold belt. They want that #1 prize here on Raw. And Jeff Hardy looks focused to make his opponent tonight and the rest of the competition in this tournament obsolete. As of course, Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma, fan favorite here, gets the crowd here in Mexico behind him. But standing in front of him is a tough challenger, the Swiss Superman, Cesaro. Of course, Cesaro, very, very underrated competitor. I always feel like he has never got the chance to shine, and this could be his big break. As I just noticed, I need to have a word with the production team. They have their own Tron playing. I know Cesaro has his own custom Tron because I made it myself. So we'll have to work with the production team to fix that mistake for the next time. As Cesaro, the Swiss Superman, the Swiss Cyborg, makes his way into the ring. And as I was saying, Cesaro is criminally underrated. He's never had a big shot. And as much as I would love to see Jeff Hardy advance to Backlash and walk out with the World Heavyweight title, I feel like it will be a hard task to get past Cesaro. I feel like Cesaro should not be overlooked, because Cesaro could easily not just beat Jeff Hardy tonight, but walk out of Backlash with that world title around his waist. As Jeff Hardy has Cesaro up against the ropes, the referee looks to break. Are we going to get a clean break? Yes, we are. As Jeff Hardy takes Cesaro down with a big crossbody block and stomping away at the back. Jeff goes off the ropes. Big splash by Jeff Hardy, opting not to go for the cover, going to work over Cesaro, and I think that is the right decision. It's too early to put away someone the caliber of Cesaro. Cesaro's taken down with that DDT, reversing out of the way though. That grabbing, crossing the arms, picking up Jeff Hardy into a powerbomb and drops the charismatic enigma to the mat. And a big European uppercut from Cesaro. Now working over the back with those stomps. Jeff though reversing, taking control of this matchup. Big dropkick sends Cesaro down. And another splash. And once again not going for the cover. And again I feel like it is the wise choice here. Now, big DDT spiking Cesaro on his head. Jeff Hardy has been in control for the majority of this matchup. Cesaro has really failed to get a bit to get momentum behind him. As Jeff Irish whips Cesaro across the ring into the opposite corner. But Cesaro once again getting the boot up and a big jump suplex. Is this the turn in the tide Cesaro needs? Is this what Cesaro needed to change the momentum as he goes to work with that headlock on Jeff Hardy? Picking up Hardy is Cesaro with that big snap suplex. And once again just picking Hardy up. And what has Cesaro got planned here? Grabbing him down into a crossface. Jeff just trying to make his way to the ropes. He does get there. And Cesaro once again with that stomp across the back of the charismatic enigma. What has Cesaro got planned? We've seen him do this move already in this matchup. That big power bomb by Cesaro goes for the cover. But Jeff Hardy able to kick out. early on in this contest, it was all Jeff Hardy, but Cesaro was able to turn the tide. Jeff is in trouble as he gets uppercut there by Cesaro. Jeff wisely rolling out of the ring, avoiding Cesaro and luring him into that trap as Jeff hits that big crucifix onto the outside. And now Jeff Hardy punching Cesaro. Cesaro goes to try get control, gets countered. Big crossbody by Jeff Hardy. And Jeff getting the universe behind him. Just kicking Cesaro across the midsection. And Cesaro sends Jeff Hardy into the ring post. Jeff Hardy in trouble here. But men need to be careful of the referee's count. As Jeff Hardy hits a twist of fate on the outside. Jeff needs to get Cesaro back into the ring, and that's why he's gone to try to pick Cesaro up. But Cesaro able to just shove Jeff Hardy into the corner of that ring barrier, gets in, and Jeff Hardy just missed the count. Cesaro is your victor here, winning by a count out. Cesaro does advance to the World Heavyweight title match at Backlash. He didn't get the pinfall or the submission over Jeff Hardy, but a win is a win, and I'm sure that's all Cesaro cares about as he advances. And as you see it here, Jeff so close, just couldn't get back in. And there's your winner, the Swiss Superman Cesaro. Of course, he doesn't care that it was only a count out victory. All he cares about is going on to Backlash and leaving with the World's Heavyweight title. And it is now main event time here on Monday Night Raw. And we have women's action as we crown the first Raw Women's Champion, and the first competitor making her way to the ring is the one and only man Becky Lynch. And of course, as we all know, Becky Lynch knows what it takes to walk away with gold. As the man looks to climb to the top of the Raw Women's division here tonight and walk out as the first Raw Women's Champion. And you got to say, the man is probably the favourite in this matchup. As she gets into the ring and celebrate, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was trying to say, as she enters the ring and taunts and tries to get the WWE Universe behind her. I don't know what I was trying to say there, and I'm not going. And it's boss time here on Monday Night Raw. I just had to say that. As Sasha Banks, the boss, makes her way to the ring and enters this Raw Women's Championship matchup. The legit boss is looking to become the champion here tonight. And will it be boss time? Sasha Banks making her way to the ring. Speaking to Sasha Banks earlier today, and she says she will do anything it takes tonight to be the Raw Women's Champion, to walk out with that gold around her waist. And when I believe the boss when she says that she will do anything. But it's not going to be an easy task, because not only does she have the man Becky Lynch standing in front of her, she also has a very close friend of hers, her best friend. It's Bayley. As the hugger makes her way out onto the stage and is ready for tonight's Fatal 4-Way main event, as she enters with her wacky inflatable Bayley buddies. As the hugger section, the hugger section is going to be behind Bayley tonight. And Bayley makes her way into the ring. She's probably the fans' favourite here tonight. the WWE Universe is probably going to get behind Bayley the most here in this fatal 4-way, as Bayley is now standing in the ring as we wait for the arrival of the final entrant into this fatal 4-way women's championship matchup. It is none other than the Queen, Charlotte Flair. So we have the boss, we have the hugger, we have the man, and now we have the final horsewoman, the one, the only, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte makes her way to the ring. Of course, the Queen will want to win tonight. She believes she runs this division, and for her to do that, she needs to walk out of here the first Raw Women's Champion. But as I've said plenty of times already, in this fatal 4-way, it will not be an easy matchup for either of the 4 women, as they will all do what they can to walk out with the gold. But we all know Charlotte's family history. Father, 16-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer. Charlotte, of course, has won. All 4 of these women, of course, have won gold before, but only one of them will walk out tonight with the Women's Championship, as it is on the line. Of course, in our main event, of course, crowning a champion, and that is the championship they are fighting for, held high. That prestigious belt. One of them will walk out of Raw tonight for the first time with that championship. As we see all 4 ready in the ring, bell rings, and we are underway. Sasha taking that kicks to Charlotte, and Bayley going after Becky. Of course, the boss and hug connection, close friends, and we all know the history between all 4 of these women, but very well known as the 4 horsewomen. But Sasha and Bayley probably the closest to each other, and of course Becky and Charlotte were once close friends as well. As Bayley on the outside with Becky, Charlotte tries to steal a pinfall, but it's going to take a lot more to keep the boss down than that. As Charlotte floats over Bayley, DDT spiking her, and Becky with hammerlock DDT onto Sasha. The action all over the place here in this 4-way. It's hard to keep up, as Becky Lynch in control now with Sasha Banks. Bayley getting picked up by Charlotte. Big backbreaker. She's going to work on the back of Bayley. Becky now following Sasha to the outside, and of course Bayley rolling out, and of course Charlotte now following out, going after Sasha Banks. What has Charlotte Flair got planned here? Big takedown as Becky clotheslines Charlotte. All 4 women down on the outside. Becky back to her feet first. Sasha, Bayley now up. Charlotte reverses Becky. Bayley sends Sasha right into the ring post. And now, oh, that big drop on the outside by Charlotte Flair. And now Bayley goes for that neck breaker onto Sasha in the middle of the ring, and Becky sent headfirst into the ring post by Charlotte Flair. In the ring though, Bayley with a big suplex onto Sasha Banks. Charlotte sent into the steel steps there by Becky, and in the ring Sasha Luthez press onto Bayley. It's hard to keep up with all the action in this great women's matchup. Now Becky into the ring once more, as Sasha Banks just in control of Bayley. Becky deciding to go back out to Charlotte Flair. Interesting decision there by the man, as she goes after the Queen on the outside. In the ring though, Bayley is taking control over Sasha with that big DDT. Sasha rolling to the apron, and Bayley getting the WWE Universe behind her once again. And now Bayley has Sasha Banks for that Roppongi stunner. Now follows Sasha to the outside. Bayley looking to send her back into the ring. And on the other side of the ring, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch still going at it, as Bayley just hit a Michinoku driver there onto Sasha. Falcon at. Now Sasha in control. Becky once again sent into the ring apron, and now into the ring post. And now Bayley sent into the steps. This action is all over the place. Charlotte using those chops made famous by her father Ric Flair onto Becky Lynch on the outside. Becky though in control now. Going over the arm, of course, trying to weaken Charlotte's arm for that disarmer, but gets caught with the forearm. But once again goes to work with the arm drag. Bayley sending Sasha Banks back into the ring though, as Charlotte spears Becky on the outside. What has Bayley got planned here? A big suplex to Sasha, Bayley dragging Sasha away from the ropes. Becky sending Charlotte into the ring post. Bayley though getting a 2 count in the ring. Becky realizing that there is more than just Charlotte Flair in this match, goes into the ring and first goes after the boss Sasha Banks with that kick. And now it looks like both Becky and Bayley are setting Sasha Banks up for something. It's Bayley with a Bayley to belly, and it goes for the cover. Sasha and Charlotte goes for the electric chair onto Becky. I thought she wasn't going to break it up in time, but she did get up and was able to break it. Becky and Sasha down. Bayley sent face first into the mat there by Sasha Banks, or by Charlotte Flair. Sorry, the action is just too hard to keep up with. As Charlotte just throws Becky by the hair, and a big neck breaker by Charlotte Flair onto Becky Lynch. And Sasha Banks in trouble now. She's in the ring alone with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte working over the back. Becky and Bayley both down on the outside of the ring. Charlotte needs to take advantage of this situation. Bayley makes it back up, goes into the ring. Charlotte though sent Sasha into the corner, but Bayley is there to cut her off. Now it's Bayley in control of Charlotte. Charlotte though reverses big boot to the midsection there, ducks under, clothesline by Bayley. In comes Becky Lynch and gets caught off with a forearm by Bayley. Big drop kick by Bayley, and Sasha sends Charlotte down to the mat. Becky rolls out, Bayley follows her, leaving Sasha alone with Charlotte Flair. And Sasha hits a big suplex as Bayley and Becky are going at it on the outside. Float over DDT, and in the ring Charlotte Flair hits the spear on Sasha. She hit the spear on Sasha. Can she go for the cover? Becky and Bayley still going at it on the outside, but Charlotte only getting a 2 count there. Sasha Banks able to survive. Bayley sent back in by Becky though. Out all 4 women back into the ring. As Becky Lynch locks in the disarmer. A bank statement by Charlotte Flair. Referee is distracted though by the disarmer. 1, 2, 3. Sasha Banks has this match won. All the ref needs to do is turn his attention, but he's distracted. As Bayley was locked in the disarmer, Bayley able to get out, and finally he counts 2 count, and Sasha Banks doesn't get the victory because Charlotte Flair kicks out with 2. You got to wonder if the referee wasn't distracted by that disarmer. Would Sasha have been able to defeat as she goes for the bank statement? Charlotte get able to get to the ropes, but you have to believe Sasha Banks had that match won if the referee wasn't distracted by the disarmer and was able to count that pin attempt off the bank statement. If I'm Sasha Banks, I'm furious at that referee's decision. It's Bayley on the outside with Becky, and Charlotte goes for the cover on Sasha in the ring. Bayley coming in. Doesn't need to break it up as Sasha is able to get the kick out first. Sasha now rolls to the outside. It's Charlotte, Bayley and Becky in though with that clothesline to the back of Bayley. What's going to happen here now? Bayley picked up by Becky as Becky goes for that big suplex, and Bayley though up straight up onto her feet and takes control of Becky, Irish whipping her into the corner. Goes with that shoulder tackle. Goes for a bulldog. And Charlotte now just kicks Bayley and Becky rolling to the outside, leaving Charlotte with Bayley alone. And Charlotte now going for a natural selection, hits it, but Sasha Banks is in, not allowing, or is allowing Charlotte to go for the cover. I thought she was going to break it up. I thought she was going to let Charlotte Flair win there over her friend Bayley, but able to break it up with Sasha Banks. Maybe just trying to let Charlotte wear down Bayley a bit more, as now she puts Charlotte Flair perched up onto the top of the rope. Sasha Banks follows her up, looking for that big backdrop off the top, the big back belly to back suplex. Sends Charlotte Flair down as Becky is in now, going after Bayley. Charlotte rolling out, Sasha up to her feet now. Bayley rolls out of the way from Becky as Sasha takes control, driving Becky headfirst into the ring mat. And Sasha Banks, it looked like Bayley was going for Bayley to belly, but Sasha cut her off and hit an Insiguri on Becky. Now once again Bayley going to the top rope now. Big running knee strike by Sasha Banks to Becky Lynch. Now Bayley still on the top rope. Mason with that Hurricane Runner. Sasha able to get out of the way and goes for that backstabber into the bank. Sasha Banks, Becky tried to lock into submission, but Becky got the rope. Charlotte got cut off. And now in comes Charlotte Flair versus DDT. Now that big octopus hold, that stretch. Charlotte Flair trying to stretch Sasha Banks, but Bayley able to cut her off. A big suplex by Bayley, which goes for the cover. Sasha's down, Becky's down on the outside. 1, 2, 3, and Bayley is your new Raw Women's Champion, and getting the pinfall over Charlotte Flair. As we look back at some of the highlights in this match, and while you're watching the highlights, I just want to say, you got to feel sorry for Sasha Banks. She had that match won with that bankrupt. I think I might have called it a bank statement by accident in the match, as you see it here. Bayley into the disarmer, gets out. Referee turns his attention. You got to think, if the referee had been paying attention on the pinfall, Charlotte Flair would have been pinned by Sasha Banks off that bankrupt. And I think I called it a bank statement. I got confused there for a second. But here is what won the match. Bayley, big suplex to Charlotte Flair, and Bayley is your new Raw Women's Champion. That is all we have time for here tonight. We will see you next week on Monday Night Raw, as we will have more qualifying matchups for Backlash with the World's Heavyweight title and Intercontinental situation, and what will happen with the women's division, and will Becky Lynch or will Sasha Banks get revenge for while she might feel getting cost the title. Tune in next week on Raw.